Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O, Feige! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video with Swaggle Haas. And in this video, we gotta talk about casting news. You guys remember when just last week, everybody was praising Marvel for X-Men 97, greatest show ever, most highest rated Marvel show of all time? You guys remember when Marvel announced the casting for Fantastic Four and they had everyone's lovable favorite robot, Herbie? Even the Herbie keys were moving out there. Everybody was excited. Everybody's excited about Deadpool and Wolverine. Loki season 2 was pretty good. Seemed like things were starting to turn around, and then you get something like this. Marvel Fantastic Four's reboot adds Julia Garner as Silver Surfer. Now, let's not all get riled up here, guys. Even comicbook.com is trying to play tricks on us. Everyone's freaking out because it seems as though they're going with the female Silver Surfer. But I feel like this is a little bit of a clickbaity headline situation here. I mean, you can even see from the subtitle, Garner will play the Shalla-Bal incarnation of Silver Surfer. And while that's not the Norrin Radd Silver Surfer, and there's no confirmation that we're going to be getting Norrin Radd, I mean, you would think, you would hope that maybe Marvel still has yet to announce the casting for Norrin Radd. But you do have to kind of wonder, you do have to kind of worry just a little bit, like, is this a bad sign? Like, are we not going to get the Silver Surfer that everybody wants in it? You know, I feel like the dog in that meme, you know, that's sitting in the burning building. And it's like, yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, okay, casting, you know, Julia Garner, Shalla-Bal. Okay, that's cool. The love interest, yeah. But where's Norrin, though? Where's Norrin? But we're going to talk a little bit about this news, some of the comments already going on. And of course, guys, the comic book market is losing their mind buying up Earth X keys. And so in this video, we're going to talk about the news, talk about the books already moving out there in the secondary market, and ask ourselves the questions, will this have any effect on the big keys for Silver Surfer, like issue number 1, 48, 49, and 50? But of course, before I get into the video, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Help support the channel doing those things. But let's get into this video here today. Now, I already did a little preview here of comicbook.com's Instagram post. You can see here in the fine print, Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot has just added another major player, with Julia Garner joining the cast of Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four. She is set to play the Shalla-Bal incarnation of Silver Surfer. What do you think of the casting? Now, again, I feel like comicbook.com was purposefully designing the title this way because this article really broke from Deadline earlier today. And the headline for them was Fantastic Four Julia Garner joins Marvel Studios movie as Shalla-Bal version of Silver Surfer. So it is still possible that we're going to get the Norrin Radd version of the Silver Surfer. But if you spent any time scrolling through these comments, guys, I mean, you guys know what it is. It's just, at this point, it's almost comical. You know, everyone's like, just do the bit. Just put normal Silver Surfer in there. You know what I mean? Like, you want to throw her in? Yeah, cool. That's great. But why come out, you know, with this headline first? Like, what are you guys doing? It's going to put everyone, you know, in a bad state of mind going into this. I mean, they had to redo the Blade script like 1,000 times, right? Because it was going to be like Blade's daughter was the lead of it. You know, everyone's kind of just so tired of this stuff. You know what's really funny about this is I feel like Marvel and CGC use the same PR team. You know, they just have the worst people working for them anytime they do press releases and announcements. It's just hilarious at this point. I mean, you have to sort of wonder, I mean, I'm sure there's people in the building that, you know, think that this is a good idea over at Marvel, but I also still think that there's an element to this that, you know, they really want to avoid some of the payouts that have to go to these estates like the Kirby estates and the Ditko estates and things like that. I mean, you can blame wokeness, you can blame DEI, you can blame all those types of things. I'm sure those play some role, but I have a feeling that the real reason that they would maybe want to do this stuff is to, yeah, not have to have any sort of financial liability to, you know, those characters that were originally created by, you know, Stanley and Kirby, which again, while they do own the rights, there are some claims that they still owe certain creators with those royalties. But I think what I find most fascinating about this news breaking already is that here we have it, guys. Earth X number 12 from 2000 already going bananas in the market. You know, you always have, okay, what's going to be the book of the week? It didn't take long for people to lose their minds on this book. This is the first appearance of Shalla-Bal as the Silver Surfer. Of course, there was that other book that got hot, when there was initial rumors about, maybe the Silver Surfer was going to be the female version of the Silver Surfer. Well, apparently now it's going to be Shalla-Bal as the Silver Surfer, so we can assume some sort of plot line where, she gets the Silver Surfer treatment. This book right here, Earth X12, is where she makes her first appearance, came out in 2000, and you already see people FOMOing in on all the Earth X books. I'm sure that there's going to be other storylines that kind of get adapted, into the movie, into the film. And, we'll have to see if it's any good. We'll have to see if people like it. I do know that people did enjoy the Earth X storyline crossover from back in the day. But is this a book really that's going to take everybody to the moon, guys? Is this a book that you guys should be buying right now? No. Go out and find this in the wild. This is clearly a dollar bin book. It's not like people are paying crazy prices. They're just paying the eBay price, right? $3 here with $4 shipping. So you're paying that premium, to get your hands on this book. But who knows? Maybe tomorrow, a couple days from now, this is going to be one of those books that all of a sudden goes to 15, goes to 20. When you start to buy books, at that price range, it's not going to be long before this thing goes back down to $1. You can find it in your LCS. Go support your LCS. I'm sure they would be happy to sell it to you for $4. But, here in Go Collect, it says that there's only 2 on the census. So it must be rare. It's going to go to the moon, guys. It's going to go to the moon. 9/8 actually have 2. And there's been 1 sale in the history of this book here at the graded level at the whopping price of $41. CGC was sleeping on this book. They didn't even know to notate it as the first appearance of Shalla-Bal as the Silver Surfer. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with this book. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that send it in for grading. It is an Alex Ross cover, so it's got that going for it. And it'll be interesting to see, what happens with this character. Are we going to get Norrin Radd Silver Surfer? Well, I do think that we will get him. If you're going to have Shalla-Bal, and you're going to have her as the, female version of Silver Surfer, it stands to reason that we're going to have some kind of connection to her love interest between, Norrin Radd and all that sort of thing. And if you guys don't know, Silver Surfer #1 from 1968, this big premiere issue, is the first appearance of Shalla-Bal. This is kind of where we get the origin of the Silver Surfer. We learn about his transformation by Galactus and that whole relationship right there. And this, of course, is a great key. 6,000 copies on the census, only 10 9/8. There was a sale for 132,000. I did my Heritage preview video. You have a 9/8 signed coming up for auction. And this is a book that, like every other book, in the comic book market, has had its corrections. But there's still a fan base here for this thing. It's one of the, in my opinion, all-time great covers for the Silver Age. You got the Buscema factor. Back in 2020, it was about a $1,000 book at the 7.0 range. Now it's kind of sits basically right back in line, $1,000, $1,050, that sort of thing. So all the froth has been taken out of it, at least seemingly, for, the near future. So, if you're somebody out there who wants this book, you want to pick it up, I probably would recommend still maybe not buying the first graded book you see. Try to find it in the wild. Try to find it raw to get a good deal on it. But it's still, in my opinion, one of the best Silver Surfer covers, one of the best Silver Surfer books. Next to, of course, his actual first appearances, which are Fantastic Four 48, his first real appearance, and then you have Fantastic Four 49, his first cover appearance, and his second full appearance, which you also get the Galactus factor in this one right here, which is Galactus's first full appearance, if you guys don't know. But Fantastic Four 48, another book that has, seen a lot of correction over the course of the last couple years. Has the bleeding stopped? Sort of hard to tell, but again, like most books, we're kind of floating around their 2020 prices, right before things got crazy. Back in 2020, this is a $2,500 book at the 7.0 range. Now where it sits, $2,200 at the 7.0 range. So kind of right in line. Can it go further down? Remains to be seen. But similar story with this one right here. I like to pick the 7.0 grade. It's a nice kind of round number just to show you guys where things have been. Back in 2020, this was a $1,200 book. Now kind of where it sits, $1,300. So right about that 2020 price. Thing you have to worry about is this did get the Fox acquisition inflate. Back in 2018 when Disney acquired Fox, the book jumped up quite a bit, as you guys can see there from the graph. So you have to wonder, is this still slightly artificial in terms of the hype and speculation for, the Fantastic Four characters? It could be, but the Fantastic Four, Galactus, Silver Surfer, still some of Marvel's biggest characters, which is why it's surprising that they would announce the Shalla-Bal version of Silver Surfer. And everyone would go pick up Earth X number 12 from 2000. Well, there you go. There you guys have it. There's a little bit of a market report, some news breaking here with Silver Surfer being cast. What do you guys think about this casting? What do you guys think about this news? Are you concerned that we're not going to be getting the Norrin Radd version of Silver Surfer? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Kickstarter is still live. Link in the description. Check it out. You might like it. All right. See you all in the next video.